Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, sat-nav units, communication devices for your motorbike. So many to choose from. CARPLAY, Linkyphone MT2, Spedal, Navicam, and now the latest Aoocci C9 Max Pro new release. So how does this one compare to the rest we've tested on the channel? Let's open the box, show you guys, and let's find out. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is open this box, see what's in it, and install this to the bike. And then once we've got it up and running, we're just going to do a little bit of a comparison for the pros and cons in comparison to what I've already tested on the channel. I know what my favourite is so far from these, but I'm interested to see what this new release is all about. So, shove them out of the side and we'll just have a little bit of an insight to these later. But for now, Aoocci Riding Connected Smart Screen, the C9 Max. So this is a new release, the very latest. As usual from all these units, all the boxes of packaging, they're all well packaged, not a problem with them whatsoever. So this is the screen itself. So let's just pop that out of there. Okay, so first impressions of the screen. Little protective wrapping on there we need to take off. Don't need that. So it's a nice looking unit, and again, probably just the size of a sort of big smartphone, a little bit wider. Similar to the MT2, I think, in that respect. We'll just compare. That was the Linkyphone MT2. So we're pretty similar really in the comparison sizes of those two. The other two units I tested were slightly bigger, but it's nice just to have something that's not too big, but hopefully the screen is nice and clear to view. Okay, mounting hardware. I was sort of hoping that this would have the ball mount, which would adapt to most of the sat-nav type brackets on adventure bikes. We've got an anti-vibration mount here on the back, and aluminium or aluminum, if you're from the US of A, mount on there. Now the good thing is I've just noticed that this is keyed on, so we can remove that and change this to a ball mount. So that is a big plus. I was a little bit worried that we won't be able to do that, but obviously we can. Am I in the central bit of the camera there? So yeah, a little bit closer. So we've got a fantastic mount there, anti-vibration, and you can change this to a ball mount. Massive bonus. Thank you, Aoocci. I was a little bit worried about that, but yeah, we can do that. The rest is quite simple, so we're not going to bore you too much with that. All we want to see is the thing working. So all your hardware is in here for installation. If you're going to bar mount it, these are the different size clamps for mounting onto a bar. Don't need them. And this is the bar mount clamp as well. So if you are going to mount it to your bars, all the different adapters, in you go, connect to there, plug into the bike, smashing. But we're not going to use that. Looks like there's a GoPro type mount in here, plus your Allen keys. And then we have your power leads, so we'll get them fitted to the bike. Front and rear camera. So these are 1080 cameras. From the previous ones that I've tested, the quality is okay. Not brilliant, but we'll see how these are. I think 30 frames per second, I think, at 1080. So good enough for sort of your dash cam type recording. Maybe not good enough to use general video, but we'll find out. And then last but not least, tyre pressure monitoring, front and rear. So if you've not got tyre pressure monitoring on your bike, these little babies will we'll start again. These little babies will give you that, plus your tyre temperature if you so desire to want that on your bike. I've already got tyre pressure monitoring on the Pan America. but it's handy to have a second little thing there we can compare with on the bike. So the last unit I tested, the Spedal Navicam, did have the tyre pressure sensors and temperature monitoring, and it was a great little thing to have. So this one also has that. Now the only thing that this one doesn't have is a remote control to take the pictures with. I think it's direct on the screen. So we'll get it fitted to the bike. We're not going to bore you with that. I'm going to do a quick super flash and then test the unit. Okay folks, so we have got the Aoocci unit installed now on the Pan America. Spent a good afternoon, make sure all my wiring is tucked underneath the tank, cameras are on, nice professional installation. We're just going to run through quickly, switch the thing on and go through this thing with you guys and see what you think. Okay, so as in some of the other previous units that I've installed, we can see we've got the rear camera here, just out the way the brake lamp. Okay, so the angle's okay on that one. We've got the wiring tucked under the frame, under the seat. Now what I've done is on the Pan America, we've got an auxiliary point under the seat. So I've ran a cable, I think I mentioned that and pre-installed that. So we've got an ignition point under here. So we've wired this thing straight to an ignition point. It only wants one ignition and one earth. That's the beauty of this. So you know when you switch off the bike, this unit's going to switch off. You can see on the back here, I've replaced the standard connector for the bar mount with a ball mount on the back of here. So we've put this on the ram mount now, so we've got more maneuverability on this to put it in the location that you so desire. I don't like things like that being on the bars. It's the same, I've got the quad lock on here, but if you put it on the bars, everything's moving every time you take a turn. So with here, it's less stress on the eyes. You can see exactly what's going on the screen, especially for turn-by-turn navigation. So what I've done is I've used a ball off a ram mount to fit on the back of that, if you want to know what I've done with that. So that's just a ball, 1-inch ball mount from a ram mount, and then fitted that on the back instead of the bar control. You can leave that in the box out of the way. So I'll switch this unit on, guys, and see what you think. Okay, so on the main page you can see we've got the PSI tyre pressure and tyre pressure temperature here, both at 10 degrees because they're cold. Interconnects, you want to connect to your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it's via this one here. The driving recorder, settings and replay. So you go into recorder, that shows the cameras. We've got the rear camera, the garage door, and the front view showing my front benches with the bobhead skull on the back wall there. So front cameras are set pretty well. You can see it's recording instantly as soon as you switch the ignition on, as most or all of these units will do. You can switch that off, that turns to white. You've got the camera button here to take a picture. You can lock the function as well so it doesn't overwrite certain files. Audio, mute, loop recording. So you can set the time for your loop recording before it overwrites that file. And then your settings are here. So there's your loop recording there. Recording settings. We have them on. You can watermark as well. And then your resolution, which is FHD. There's no other setting on that one. And then mirror the back camera, because sometimes what happens is if you're on the left side of the road, it'll show you as being on the opposite side. So you need to mirror the camera according to what country you're in as well. Okay, so going back, you see automatically starts recording as well, which they all do that. They're a pain in the ass. You should have a permanent off feature, but it's obviously for safety because it's a dash cam. That's why they do that. So connect. If I connect it now, then it connects straight away to maps. You have to switch it to full screen function if you want to have it like so. So you have to go into the settings to do that. Disconnect from your CarPlay or Android Auto from your Bluetooth on your phone, and then go into your settings and then switch it to full screen, and that's how you get that. What I do like is your icons aren't a bad size here. They're sort of like on the Linky Fun MT2 and a little bit bigger than they are on the Spedal Navicam. So that is a bonus. The whole screen is a fair size. It's about the same size as a smartphone, slightly smaller than my Galaxy S23. But overall, it's quite a clear unit. But again, we'll have to see what it's like on the road. So comparison now with the other models. Okay, folks, so that concludes the roundup, review and installation of the Aoocci C9 Max. So, what do you guys think? As usual, there'll always be a product link and a discount code, which I'll pop down in the comments section of the video, but that is up to you. I'm not going to push any of you guys to purchase anything. Thank you, Aoocci, for sending me this to review, but like I said, it's an honest review, and it's down to these guys if they want to press the button. Okay, but in comparison, the CARPLAY, the first unit that I did install on the bike, this went through a lot of weathers, and it was a cracking little unit. It's a brilliant screen, and the mounting hardware on this was probably the worst out of every one of them. I thought this was a little bit flimsy. We did manage to adapt it for a ball mount to make it fit, and that made it more usable. It never gave up in the rain, and the screen and the controls and buttons and icons were very, very easy to use. No problems whatsoever. They are a cracking unit. I just wish the hardware for the mounting was a little bit better. Linky Fun MT2. This was my favourite out of the bunch. Came with a screen protector, remote control, anti-vibration unit. We did convert again to a ball mount on the back. So that was a brilliant little unit overall with front and rear cameras. This unit had everything and went through all the weathers thrown at it without any problem. And this was the easiest one to link to your phone to actually download each segment individually. So off your memory card file, the app that you have on this, you can actually go through the files and download them straight to your phone without having to take the memory card out. That was a massive plus from this unit. Speedel Navicam, probably one of the best looking units that you will have for your bike. This is a quality piece of kit. The mounting hardware was brilliant. Cameras, tyre pressure monitoring. This baby had it all. Not a problem apart from the icons were very, very small on the bike to touch. So if you got a pair of winter gloves on, they were very, very small to touch. You can do it through the headsets, but people just want to press buttons, don't they? And that's the thing that I found was the most difficult with that, is that I couldn't make the icons bigger when I was on the bike. So that was its only downside. Apart from that, brilliant unit. Aoocci, in comparison, there is no winner. They've all got the plus points. They all do the job exactly. Communication to your headset. Always connect your phone to your headset first before you connect to these units, and that way you'll have no problem with communication when you're using your voice commands through your headset to these devices, okay? That's all I'm going to say with that. They all do the same job. Some of them are a little bit better with the mounting hardware, but when it comes to the maps, they all do the same. So there's no winner. It's aesthetically and the mounting you want to use. If you're bar mounting, they'll all do that. If you're ball mounting, I've found a way to convert them all, so there's not going to be any problem for doing so. That's up to you. But for now, that concludes our Aoocci C9 Max review. Up to you guys. So if you guys can't make your mind up over this yet, the next few rides I'll be keeping this unit on the bike to test it through all the weathers, possibly through the winter. So I'll have a better idea what it's like on the bike starting probably from tomorrow. So if you guys want to keep watching, watch some of the riding vids first with it on before you make your minds up. That I do understand. So thanks for watching. Hope this has been a helpful review. If this is your first time watching ALCHEMOTO, please do hit that subscribe button. Please like, comment, share if you dare. But until the next time, folks, I'm signing out. We'll be seeing you later.